Hi everyone, I hope you're all having a good time at your company-wide day. My name is Vicky and I've made this recording to talk for a little while about MindTools, what it is, how it works and how you can benefit from it. I'm going to try and keep this brief, so around 10 minutes of my voice, please bear with me. So, what is MindTools? Well, at MindTools we want to tap into that intrinsic human desire to want to learn and grow. We want to help you grow your career and also help you grow as an individual. To do this, we have a bunch of resources focused on soft skills such as leadership, management, and personal development. One of the key ideas behind these resources is that they support just-in-time learning, so learning when you need it, wherever you are. If you've been asked to do something but you're not sure how best to go about it, or you want to make sure you do it in the best way, you can head on to MindTools and quickly find a few resources that will help you tackle that challenge. There's no prep work, no prerequisite courses, and no required reading. You just open up the site, search for the topic you're interested in, and have a look through our resources. So if you want to brush up on your presentation skills or are interested in stress management or anything related to your development, just remember that MindTools probably has a resource on it. We have over 2,000 easy to understand resources that get to the point really quickly, and we structure them so it's easy to find the key information that you really want, rather than burying it in pages of text. We have a new resource on the site every working day, except public holidays, because sometimes even we need a rest. So to start, let's have a walk through the site itself. This top bar here is constant all the way through MindTools and will be on every page that you access, and is the main way of navigating around the site to the resources you want. I will go into this in a bit more detail later. You have the green box over here, which is probably the most important area of the home screen. These pages have been tailored with your learning and development team to highlight the resources that will be best suited to you all at Wise Consulting. I'm going to focus on this in a bit as well. All of this content we have is divided up through our 12 key skill areas, which you can see in the blue box. Now you can split these roughly in half. So we have 6 that focus mainly on leadership and management skills, and then we have the other 6 which are more focused on helping you become more effective on a personal level. All of these categories can be accessed either through this area here or from the blue bar using the toolkit option. This will open up all our skill areas and the resources they contain. So, for example, if I select creativity tools, it shows me all the different resources in this section. And then they drill down in more focused areas. So here is perhaps a resource that might be really useful to you all. It's a quiz you can take. It has some great pointers. Once you've completed it, you can work through all the answers, selecting where you think you stand on this. And then when you've answered, it will give you a total score. And then MindTools will take you down to where they feel you sit. And then it will give you some extra resources here that they feel can really help you grow in these areas. So I know you're always having to think of creative solutions for your clients, so this kind of quiz could be a really good way of starting off on that. Next on the blue bar is videos. Here. These are again split out in the 12 key skill areas and offer a more visual learning platform. So if I show you an example here, I'll go down to this one, for instance, 6 steps for writing effective emails. You'll see here, the video sits up here. Our videos are no longer than 5 minutes long, so they're really quick and easy to use. They also have a full transcript underneath if you want to read rather than watch the video. Also, really good to note is that each video is actually linked to a full article. So if you wanted to find out more detail after watching the video, no problem at all. Just click on this link and you'll be taken through to the full article. Next, we have bite-sized training. These are more detailed resources and typically take around an hour to complete, perfect for a rainy lunchtime. They're PDF workbooks that can be downloaded and worked through using real-life examples. It's great to work through on your own, but equally can be used as group activities in your teams. So we'll just take a look at an example. So we're going to career skills training. Here's one here. The overview here tells you what you can expect, find out, who it's aimed at. It also gives you instructions as to how you download the workbook. Once downloaded, it looks like something like this, and it takes you through a range of activities that you can do either by yourself or with your team. You can print these off and all work together as a group on them. Then we have learning streams. These are pretty interesting. They're short collections of resources built around specific subjects, almost like a mini course, which allow you to gain a better understanding of a topic in a more structured workflow. They're arranged by different levels, so you can select where you feel you sit and start working through them in a structured order. So we've got basic, core beginner, core intermediate, core advanced, etc. Finally, on the blue bar, we have other resources. We like to stress we have a large variety of resources to suit different learning styles. So we've got videos, articles, podcasts, infographics, etc. The first two here, Book Insights and Expert Interviews, these are podcasts perfect for listening to on the go. For example, I like listening to them as I'm driving to work in the morning for that quick shot of inspiration after I've survived getting the children off to nursery. Book Insights give a short 15-minute summary of some of the best-selling business and self-growth books around. And Expert Interviews are interviews we've carried out with experts in the field of personal development. We've had some really inspirational and exciting speakers, so it's well worth checking these out. Back to the bar itself, we have app reviews, which again is exactly what you'd think. They are reviews of apps which have been targeted at personal development. The next two are more interactive elements of the site. The first one is the most popular type of resource across our whole site. They are quizzes that help you assess your current level on a certain topic and then give you feedback onto what areas you should focus on to improve it. Once completed, it gives you a score and shows me what resources I should consume to grow and better myself, just like the one that we looked at for the creativity quiz. I would always recommend doing this one. It's our getting started test, and we always recommend that people do this the first time they've been into MindTools. It gives you a really good idea of where your skills are and what skills you need to develop into. We also have a search functionality here. This is perfect when you want to learn something in the flow of work. For example, if you're just about to record a presentation and want to prepare, you could type in presentation tips. Possibly something I should have done. It will bring up a bunch of resources related to that area. You can see them all filtering down here. You can also filter by resource type by doing this if you wish, and then just clicking Apply Feature. Okay, so after that whirlwind of MindTools resources, I'm going to go back to the home screen and talk you through the green box. Don't panic, there's really not long left now. As previously mentioned, this green box is very important. It shows you the resources and tools that have been specifically tailored to you as a Wise Consulting employee. First page here is welcome. Karen and Kathy have a message here explaining why MindTools has been selected. Their contact details are here, and also they have a quiz that they've suggested you could start with. It's actually the Getting Started quiz that I just showed you. Next, there's the values page. You can see here each value listed with explanatory text explaining each one. Each of your values has been assigned a range of MindTools resources. So by taking a look through these, you can start to understand what living these values mean and how to start embedding them in your everyday work. So, for example, if you want to find out more about how to live the customer service value, you can click on it, expand the section, and work through the quiz. Learn more about being consultative, perhaps, or maybe you want to learn about developing trust down here. There's a resource that I think in this section you might recognise, as I believe you were taking a look at this for your prep ahead of today's session, and it's this one, Active Listening. This is a really beneficial resource to give you tips on how to really understand what a client is telling you, and I understand you're going to have a group exercise all around this resource later on. Next, there's your Managers page. You can almost use this page as a manager's toolkit. It's got a huge amount of resources in, and it's separated into lots of different sections with subsections within. I really would recommend that you take some time to have a good look around this. I'll quickly show you now the Developing Others section. So if we go in here, you can open it up and you can see different subsections. So you can see mentoring, how to champion ideas, assessing and recognising employee differences, setting effective challenges, goals, and paths. Let's have a look at mentoring. So within this, you've got another quiz here about how good are your coaching skills. You can learn how to build rapport whilst you're doing your coaching. You can listen to an expert interview all around the theme of mentoring, and you can get guidance around frameworks to put in place and the physical plans themselves. Right. The last bespoke page for WISE is the MindTools app. So hopefully you've already downloaded the app. If you haven't, this gives you instructions as to how you do it. So follow these instructions on this page here, and it will allow you access on the go. A key point here is that this QR code is completely unique to you, so please don't share it with anyone else. The great thing about the app is it means that you can read a relevant article on the way to a meeting, listen to an expert interview podcast during downtime, or if you even wish, recite Herman's whole brain model while you're trying to sound intellectual with your friends at the bar. What I'm trying to say is you have access to the resources at any time to consume them when you need them most. And finally, the best bit till last, the personal learning plan. In here, you can build your own library of resources that you would like to consume. When you see a resource that you would like to consume at a later date or something you want to refer back, you can save it in here. For example, if I look in here now, I have saved an article called Be a Transformational Leader. I can access this anytime by clicking in. It's actually an infographic here that you can see on my screen. And it's saved in my PLP for me to go back and have a look at when I have the time to do so. Within all the resources, you'll usually see links to other relevant resources, and anywhere you see the plus symbol, you can add an article to your PLP. So if I go into another article here, and if you scroll down, you'll see we reference other links out. For instance, here, this is another article. If you click this plus sign, you'll see there, that's added to my personal learning plan. And the final couple of tools to show you are the items that are shown at the top of every single resource. So we have a print button, which of course lets you print a resource, and a share button, which, yeah, you guessed it, allows you to share the link with a colleague or a friend before a one-on-one meeting, perhaps with your manager. The add to calendar function is something fairly new, but it allows you to actually create a reminder in your calendar where you can clear time to read a specific resource. You can select your different calendar, you can put the date and time in, and you can put the duration, how much time you'd like in, and it automatically populates the resource as the meeting invite. So yes, that's basically it from me today. There was a fair bit of info to take away from here, but don't worry, this recording will be available to you to have a look at for reference. And really the key take-home point is just get stuck in. The site's fairly intuitive anyway, but if you start with the Get Started quiz and have a look around the custom pages in the green box, you'll soon understand the site in no time and you'll start your learning journey of MindTools. Wishing you all a really great day with all your WISE consulting colleagues. I hope you have a really good session and thank you for your time. Goodbye.